Welcome to a little tomfoolery, Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. A podcast filled with laughs and gaffs, guffaws and haws, and maybe a picture of a dog. A little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery. A little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery. Fools!
Good afternoon, good morning, good night, and welcome to another episode of Little Tomfoolery. I'm Rob Little, your host. Happy to have you here at the Fool Nation, and with me, as always, we got him again. Unbelievable. My bud, my favorite, Tommy Ryman in the house.
Well, hi, guys. Hi.
Shut
up. Shut up, dogs. Shut up. Megan's busy today, so I can't. I got to watch the dogs. Sorry. Hope they're not too loud.
Oh, this was awesome.
So I just got another gift from my buddy Rob. I got these pin-up things. They're really cool.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome, buddy. Yeah, I'm always thinking about you. You're just the greatest. Such a cute little guy. It's like your Superman and your Legos. Like the son I never had, or little brother. So how you been, Rob?
I'm good, bro. Oh, we're going back to ourselves now.
Well, I feel like I don't want to confuse the audience too much.
Yeah. How's it going, brother? Everything good?
It's good. I had a fun weekend. If you want to start with me, I had a show for realtors that was very fun.
Oh yeah.
And then I did a open mic. I've been working on some new stuff. And then I had a show for teachers in the middle of the day. I got up at like 9 a.m. My show was at 2. So I had to drive 2.5 hours. And it was MLK Day. So the kids were gone, but the teachers were taking like classes or something they must have to do. And so I was the entertainment after that. And they were so fun. Like, educators are awesome. They're just respectful. They're like, it was just such a sweet, fun crowd. And then I was out of there by 3:00 and I was home by 5:30 at night. I had like a regular day job.
Was it at the school?
Mm-hmm. It was in their gymnasium, which also
right.
made me nervous, because anytime when you're in a venue and you see like something like a gymnasium, like, oh, the sound's going to be absolutely terrible, because gymnasiums are huge and echoey. But Scott, the sound guy, was so nice. He had a really good system set up, so it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
And and they were super fun, and it was a good time.
Let me ask you this: did they let you take did you get to take a nap or a little snack break at all in there?
Yeah. I mean, I got my juice box and my little pad,
Lunchables.
Yeah, and then my green room was in there, like costume closet for the theater, the play thing. So
cool.
There was a bunch of like marching band uniforms. So it was yeah.
Did you want to pull out your what was it that you played? The
clarinet.
Clarinet.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Were you in the marching band?
Oh, you better believe I was in the marching band.
Were you really?
I did summer marching band, and then I was in the regular marching band. So yeah. Did you don't play an instrument, did you?
Yeah, I was first chair trumpet.
Oh yeah, you're a trumpet. Yep.
Can you hear me okay? I feel like I can't hear myself very good.
I can hear you fine.
All right.
But you had a good week?
Yeah, man. I played Snappers Comedy Club down in Palm Harbor, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa. And I'm doing this new bit too about my new stepdad. And nice. It's so fun, because it's like if there's certain people in the audience, I can make them. What I'm doing is basically taking people in the audience and making them be my new family members. I'm like, that's oh my God, awesome. They look just like you. And then you're my new sister. Nice. And it's been really fun. So have you ever played this club?
No.
Snappers. It's real small, but the owner is phenomenal, man. He brings you in. As soon as I walked in, he ran up and hugged me. I'm like, have you ever been hugged besides Colleen at the Funny Bone?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's only a few club owners, or that are nice, and so it's fun when you have a cool person like that.
Yeah, the owner's this dude, and I can't remember his ethnicity, but he's really you want them all to be like him. It's so cool.
Awesome.
So that was a great week. I got to see a ton of friends that like I'm starting to get like a little following in Tampa, which is kind of cool.
Excellent.
Because I've been playing a lot of stuff around there. But yeah. Where are you playing this week?
I am flying on Thursday to Port Arthur, Texas to do a school, Lamar State University. And then I fly back. And then Saturday, I'll be at a winery in Cannon Falls. So that should be really fun. You can get tickets for that now. My buddy Jeff Foser is opening, really funny comic. So I'm looking forward to that. How about you, Rob?
Do you get to do wine tasting?
I'm going to do all the wine tasting.
That'll be a fun show.
Yeah, should be a good week.
Awesome. I am in like two of my favorites coming up. I'm doing Fort Worth Hyenas this week.
Nice.
And then next week, brand new club is the St. Louis Funny Bone. I've never played there.
Oh, yeah, good.
And then right after, I come right back and do the Dallas Hyenas the following weekend. So it's like two of my favorites in the month, which is I can't wait.
Rad.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that'd be great.
We have our guest. We have a guest today on A Little Tomfoolery. She is in the waiting room.
Oh,
so I'm gonna let her in. But Chase O'Donnell, very funny comedian.
Hello.
There's
Hi.
Chase.
Hi.
Hello, Chase. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, welcome to A Little Tomfoolery. I'm Tom Ryman. That's Rob
What
Little.
a treat.
Hi.
Hi, Rob.
Hi. I've heard nothing but amazing things.
Yeah, Chase.
Same about you.
Exactly. But Chase, I met we did the Funny Bone together. We did a triple headline thing with another funny comedian. A trifecta. That was what it was with Derek Stroop. And she was the other headliner for New Year's weekend. And I was like, she was super funny and it was super fun. And I was like, well, she has to be on the podcast because
yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great club anyways. I mean, you can go up and if you can't crush there, what are you doing? It's just so fun.
Yeah. It is fun. And the shows were all pretty packed, which made it really fun.
Yeah. We're huge draws, the trifecta. We sell tickets.
And thankfully New Year's is a big draw too. So who sold the tickets? We don't know.
Chase, New Year's had nothing to do with that. I think I'm pretty sure Colleen told us like we were sold out within when she finally posted it.
Yeah.
None of our pictures were on too. It was just like it was like a disco ball or something. And people were that's
I looked that up
show.
too. I was at the Funny Bone in Albany. So I was like, oh, we're both at Funny Bones this week. It's cool. Who you working with? And he says, you. And I'm going to let me go look up the site. And I'm like, what's this disco ball thing?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't need it's small advertising.
We don't even need our pictures to sell tickets.
So Chase, how have you been since Omaha? Have you been back on the road?
I've been good. I've been doing shows in LA for the first time in like a really long time because things have really been shut down in LA, as you know. And no, I'm going to New York this weekend, but that'll be the first out of town show since Omaha.
Oh, nice.
And is that a Christina P week?
It's a Christina P week, and she's doing her Netflix special. So
awesome.
I'm really excited. Like I won't be in the special, but I'll be around the special and it will be fun to see what's going on.
But you're opening for her in it, right? So the energy of that crowd will have been warmed up by you when she goes on, right?
You're right. Well, that's making me feel like there's a lot of pressure. I got to warm them up good. But
where is she shooting it at?
The Gramercy Theater.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That's gonna be great.
I'm so sorry. I tried to put my phone on silent and it's still dinging. Okay, there we go.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Well, you're off the podcast. That's acceptable.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Tommy's dogs are usually barking at this point anyway.
Yeah,
so
this is the first time I have like 3 dogs in the office just making weird dog noises. I'm very professional today. Did you? So I thought about filming my special at the Gramercy Theater, but then I just went with Utah. I was like, I'll go back to Provo, Utah, where.
Is this your dry bar special?
Yeah, that's what I did. You're gonna do you want to do the Netflix, right?
Well, I mean,
Who doesn't?
I mean, sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll do that.
That's
I'll take anything. I'll take anything, Tommy.
I'd do the UCLA streaming. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where do you live in LA?
I'm in Brentwood. It's the west side. It's not Brentwood, it's Sawtell, but I don't know if you know where Sawtell is.
I lived in the Valley when I was out there. I lived there for 10 years. I was in North Hollywood and Sherman Oaks.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
You know the area.
Yeah. You're in more OJ country, right? Is that where?
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am. Mm-hmm.
The juice?
Yeah.
Orange juice?
Brentwood
Or the guy.
The guy.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I heard about him.
Very close.
Are you on the tour when they come around? Like, this is where he allegedly killed
I
her.
might have been not knowing. I worked on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and we filmed very close to the OJs. A lot of the season is filmed there. So, I mean, not in the exact house, but right around there, I hear.
And you worked just on Curb for this last year, or had you worked on it years?
I started 2018. So
2018. Wow.
So season 10.
Nice. Those were the best ones.
That's
Those were the years. Those were the years. Yeah.
It really stepped
Those were
up.
the years.
I was like,
What was your
Chase
audition
years.
like for that?
Oh no, I was a PA. So I had an interview. And it wasn't an audition. but the interview was very scary. And I had never PA'd before, and I was trying to make it seem like I was a big deal in the PA world.
Sure.
And they were like, "Do you know how to use a walkie?" And I was like, "Of course." And then I showed up to work not knowing how to use a walkie. So
Did you say as I talkie too? Yeah, I'll do it both.
as I talkie. I can walkie and talkie.
Yeah. Do a little Brian Regan in that.
Do they do the over and out? That's all I know about walkie-talkie.
No, they don't.
Because I feel like they just talk like it's a phone.
They have all these different codes though.
Oh, okay.
So like going to the bathroom is 10-1. Going number 2 is 10-2. And one time I said 10-2 on accident and I meant 10-1. And then which is so embarrassing. Yeah. And then one time I said, when you say 86, you mean never mind. But I thought it was 81. So on the walkie, I'd always go 81, 81. And everyone would be like, what's that? What's that number? And so now it became like tradition on the set of Curb that you say 81 when you want. So I definitely made up a lot of code words that were fake because I didn't know what I was doing on walkie.
No, so does this mean as a PA, do you take people on tours? Is that what you do? Or
Rob?
I'm asking.
No, tours.
You were in Hollywood, like coffee, and you get them drinks.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be getting people coffee. It is not that. It's the PAs run the production. Like it is such a high stress job, and you're the lowest on the totem pole and get paid the least, and yet you're there the longest hours before anyone gets there, after everyone leaves. I was taking care of the actors, so I had to make sure the actors were everywhere they had to be at every minute, and it was really stressful. But I don't think the show could have happened without me. Is what I think.
Another podcast that I listened to, your hours were like you would get up at 4:30 to get there, or would you get there?
Oh, yeah. I sometimes call was 4:30, but if I woke up at like 5 a.m., that was like a sleeping in day. And then I'd get home at like 10 p.m. So it was your entire day. Yeah.
That's insane. One time when I worked at Barnes & Noble, I had to work like a full 8-hour shift. And like I was hungover usually.
So you get it. So, get it.
Like it was pretty similar. But I never had the audition for a PA when I lived in LA. I just walked the streets of Redondo and was like, did I make it? Is this Hollywood?
Very silly.
When I lived in New York, I used to see productions, and I would like try to walk by like, oh, maybe they'll cast me. maybe I'll be a background. And I didn't realize that you had to like, they can't just take you off the street. You really have to apply. Yeah.
Well, they
yeah.
can, but you just have to have your headshot and resume with you. Like you can't just walk. Like you have to have your stuff and then be like.
Well, especially now, you need like 2 days before a COVID test and all this stuff. Like they could never take someone off the street. But
Right.
maybe
I
in
did it, but I would just
2015.
have a QR code. And I'm like, you can just scan it and look for me, look me up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where did you live in New York?
I lived in Brooklyn.
That's where I lived. I was in Brooklyn
Really?
Heights.
I lived in Bushwick off the L train.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, Brooklyn is bigger than Manhattan.
It's huge.
Isn't that wild?
Yes. Is that a PA thing? I feel like you were.
Yeah, all PAs know that.
Okay.
So,
But it's just like, it's crazy when we both lived in Brooklyn, but like
completely different
probably
area. Yeah.
different areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
what year were you in Brooklyn, Chase? Or in New York?
2015 to 2018.
So you
Oh, I
two
was there.
overlapped.
We were there.
No one has ever lived there for the 4 months that Rob lived in New York City.
I was there a
He
year.
gave it his all. Was it a year?
Almost.
Yeah.
I hated
Honestly,
every
good
second
for
of it.
you. I hated it.
Every
Yeah.
second.
I
couldn't
went
take
through,
it.
I was a pretty happy person. And then I
Me
moved
too.
to New York and
That's the
I
same.
became depressed. That's when
That's
I fell into depression. Yeah.
Oh,
Same exact thing I said. I would get on because I'm from Michigan and we're really friendly. And I would sit down on the subway and just start talking to people. So how was your day? And they're like, go F yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess it's not going well for you. All right. So I'm, and then
It
everybody
is
thought I was
such
a
a
cop.
hard. They what?
They would think I was a cop on the subway. So these guys would get on to sing or dance,
Because you were wearing a cop uniform?
Yeah.
He had a Rob Little Sheriff's badge that he brought.
Yeah. Because you were dressed for the part? Okay.
Right. No, I think just being a bald, husky dude, and they thought I was. But I remember like guys would get on and they would ask me, are you affiliated with the law? And I'd be like, no. And they're like, it's showtime.
Oh my God, showtime.
Mhm.
It's hard for me I'm very empathetic. So like I was passing out dollar bills every minute of every day.
I did that once too.
It was so hard for me not to give people money because I felt so bad.
Well, and they're so talented that you're just like nailed it.
Well, and they're so talented.
I got a girl one time bawling on the subway, and she was telling me her car broke down or something, so she had to take her subway. And she got me for $20. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She goes, I'll pay you back. And I give her my card, and I'm like, never heard from her again. Like,
so that was like her performance. She did like a monologue for everybody, like really sad.
Yes.
From like Glass Menagerie. Like,
Yeah, most of the time it's not showtime. Most of the time it's just someone really in a bad spot and has kids and needs some money. So
yeah.
I fell for it every time. I was too heartbroken walking around the city. It was really sad.
Well, you're just a nice person. There's nothing wrong with that, except when you run out of money, then you're like, oh no, now it's my turn.
I didn't have any money to be giving to people. Couldn't pay my rent, but here, I'll give you money.
Right. Oh my God. Where are you originally from?
I'm from Agora Hills, if you know that,
that's
near
right.
Sherman
Yep.
Oaks.
I did read. Okay, you're right. Yeah,
You read that?
That as soon as you said it, I was like, I'm done.
I'm from I
But
grew
it's for
up
our
in
listeners to
in
let
the
you know
valley.
where you're at. Yes.
Yeah.
Rob does intense research for each.
Yes.
Yes. No, you're good. But your background though is similar to mine because you're a theater major.
Mm-hmm.
As well. You're like a triple threat. She's a triple threat because when I saw she does stand up, she's an actress and she plays music, guitar.
Oh,
is what I saw you play. But
I'm a PA, so
and she's a P. Like
I had to audition.
No wonder she was giving money to people in New York because I feel like she runs Hollywood.
Her IMDb is impressive. There's so many categories.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Champion bun wearer, everything. It's all in there.
Just from my dance days.
It's very cute. Yep.
But were both of you were both theater majors?
No.
Rob was like an engineer. I was a theater major and dance major. And I mean, I was also a triple threat. I didn't want to be like, me too. Like, I'm really good at everything that I do because it's rude. But
you want to stay humble, but you're also a triple threat.
Which I don't even know where
wow,
you're supposed
engineering.
to. Yeah.
I've a computer science degree is what I have as a computer nerd. Is that what we're talking about? High school and what we're graduated with and college? Yeah, that's what I was. I always wanted to be a comedian, but I never thought it would happen. I grew up in a town with one light. So it was like, it was never going to happen. Yeah. It was not easy. But now that town named a sandwich after me, which is pretty cool.
See, you've made, that's how you know you've made it.
I think so.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
What's the town?
It's called Pinsky, Michigan. And it's about 2 hours north.
Is that near Milan, Michigan?
I don't know where Milan is.
Dearborn Heights?
Oh, like 2 hours north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have family
worked
from
in
Michigan.
Dearborn.
Those are the towns I know.
Yeah, do you? Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Are they Indian by chance? Because Dearborn is all, welcome to Dearborn. That's all.
Oh,
yeah.
No, they look very similar to me.
Okay, so they're white Indians.
Yeah. I've been
go
there
ahead,
once,
Tommy.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm speechless. This got weird for a second, Robert.
How'd you hook up with Christina P?
With like, I opened for her at Flappers. So sometimes Flappers will just like put you on shows. So I opened for her a couple of times through that and got to know her through doing shows with her there.
Awesome. That's how Tommy and I met too, kind of.
Really?
At Flappers?
No, we met at a comedy club
in Milwaukee with you. And talked a lot. You're like, this kid's goofy. He's coming with me.
That's how me and Tommy met too. At a comedy club.
Yep.
Seems like that's how we do it, huh?
But you were at Omaha. You had been there one other time, and that was with Christina P. Yeah. And when we were there, you told me this is going to lead into my next segment, but and I'm sure you've talked about this before probably, but you had a crazy incident happen to you when you were at the Omaha Funny Bone with Christina.
Yeah, I did. I haven't talked about this that much.
Oh, really? Can you?
Yeah, I'm happy to share because I arrived in Omaha and everyone remembered me, but not because like, oh, you were so funny. They remembered me because I had a tragedy incident in the green room. Christina brought a friend along and he had a little dog that he took with him and he had him in the green room. And it was just me and the dog. And he was whimpering. He was whining. He was a little dog. He was just crying. And I'm a dog whisperer, I like to think, self-declared. And I bent down to be like, it's okay. You're okay. And he jumped up and punctured like the inside of my mouth and attached himself to my nose and like shook like crazy and wouldn't let go. I just hear this growling and I'm just going, and he finally got off and I go, this is not good. And I got up and looked at myself in the mirror and my face was bleeding.
Oh my God.
A bloody face. So I walk out into the Christina's performing and I went out into the lobby area and I was like, I just got attacked by a dog. And this had never happened before at the Omaha Funny Bone.
Right.
Luckily, one of the waiters he used to be a paramedic. So he cleaned me up. He was like, I don't think you need stitches. But I was all shaky. Everything was swollen. And it was pretty much that took up the rest of Christina's time on stage. And then I had to go out and do the second show that I was opening. Wow. And Colleen got me just straight vodka. And she was just like, rinse it around in your mouth. Just rinse it around. And I gargled vodka, went on stage. I got to say, it was one of my best performances I've ever had because I was like, get me out of here. I don't want to be doing this. I'm in so much pain. And I usually before shows, I get a little jittery and nervous. This was like, I want out. So I ended up having a strong performance. And then I only did like, instead of 30, I did like 15 and then I left.
Yeah, that's the dog bite 15. You can bail early.
The dog bite, if you get bit by a dog, you can cut your performance in half.
And you still get paid the same, which is like, that isn't,
Oh
I can't
my
believe.
God.
And did you address it to the audience too?
Yeah.
Or
So
did
the
you just
first show, I did not. I was so shaken and spooked. And then the next few nights, I mean, I had a huge like scab on my nose, so it was
Right.
very obvious. I said that I got attacked by a dog, but like we made up. I gave the dog a box of chocolates. Like we're good.
That's
So like
nice.
I did like a little bit about it, but
Oh,
Isn't that
you're
crazy?
like, you guys don't know him like I do. He's really nice to everybody normally. What kind of dog was it?
like one of those like wiener dogs.
Like a dachshund?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So was the guy in there that owned the dog?
No, he was watching Christina.
Christina.
But he found out and he came running back. He was so apologetic. He was so nice. He felt so bad.
He
Obviously.
wasn't like, what'd you do to my dog?
He's like, I
And then-
forgot to tell you guys this dog bites noses. I should have
And
opened with
then
that.
Christina is friends with Dr. Drew. They do a show together. So she called up Dr. Drew and I just gave my symptoms to Dr. Drew and he got me antibiotics and then the Eric, he owns the dog, he went out and got the antibiotics for me.
Put the dog down.
No,
Oh
but I
my
still have like a tiny little scar. It really didn't, thank God, nothing worse, but
Yeah. that could've
I
been-
do have a war wound from it.
It's a battle scar, which is that's just
Battle
cool.
scar, that's the word.
I do like that
Um,
you called Dr. Drew to give him your symptoms, which would just be like, the symptom is a dog bite, like on my face. I don't know, like, like it's,
Well, and I get really nervous talking to celebrities. So I was like in pain and out of it, but I was like, hi. I was so nervous talking to him. Like, okay.
And then did he
These
go,
are
and
my
how's your
symptoms."
love life?
Yeah,
And,
pretty much.
start
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, we had a whole therapy session.
Yeah. It would have felt like I would have gotten nervous, like it was calling his radio show, like first time caller, a long time listener. Hi, Dr. Drew.
First time bite.
Yeah, it was a dog bite.
Yeah.
We're not dating. I'm not dating the dog. Everyone's fine.
Not dating the dog. So when I got to Omaha, a lot of the waiters were like, "Oh, we didn't want to bring it up, but you're the girl."
You're the dog
But the
bite.
dog is opening this week, and we just
They'll
wanted you
never
to know.
forget that. Let me tell you.
I feel like they try to put people in danger at Omaha though, because when Rob and I were there last summer, they sent us to
yeah.
the zoo at the VIP tour, and then just had us feed alligators. They were like a foot away, so
Yeah.
that could have ended.
Wow,
really
what was that
poorly.
like?
It was
Pretty
fun,
awesome.
but I'm really clumsy, so there was such good odds that I would have fallen in, but I didn't because Rob was watching me.
I just watched the first Jackass movie where they go in he tight ropes
Bites
above
his
the
nipple.
alligators,
Oh,
and then they like have him put chicken in his underwear, so they're like literally jumping up to eat him.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's how they have you do.
That's
it at
what
the
you guys
Omaha
did?
Zoo. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
yeah.
It was
They
like,
used
this
diapers
does-
this time, but
Yeah, it did not seem sanitary. I was
That's
more-
really wild
like,
that they had you
watch.
do that too.
Yeah. So, and then a dog came, a little
Yeah,
dog.
it seems
when we were
really
leaving,
unsafe.
and I had to like weave out of its way.
Well, you know what's weird is those the hot dogs are built to go into holes and chase weasels. That's what they were bred for. Because I love hot dogs, so that's when you said that I was like, oh no.
No, they were
But-
bred to be in hot dog costumes. That's Rob. I'm the dog specialist. On this
Wrong
podcast.
again. I was
Oh.
Jesus. But maybe what I was getting at was like, how open was your mouth when you went to go say hi to him? You're like, ah.
Oh, I don't know. I was
You
like,
know?
I was just a normal. I think
Oh, maybe he thought it was a weasel. I guess you're right.
but
if
he
was, like,
didn't
burrowing.
jump in the mouth. It was this. It was
Yeah.
above the lip
Ouch, that's so painful.
and then the nose.
But well, I'm sorry you went through that. I'm glad you're better. But this
So
also
I
brings
love
us-
the story. It's all because I'm okay. We're good. It's a good
Yeah,
story.
It's a great
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
and it brings
No
us
worries.
we have a segment on the show. It's Dog of the Week is what we do.
Dog of the week.
And the dog that bit you is not the dog of the week, just to let everybody know. But Chase sent in, his name is Rolo. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
a super cute dog. I'm going to share on the screen. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can enjoy this. Otherwise, I'm just going to describe it to you. But this is Rolo.
It is the dog of the week.
And he is super cute.
Look at him. Look at him.
The tongue. Do you know what kind of dog Rolo is?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be Australian something,
Is it-
right?
Yeah.
No, he's Korean. He's a Jindo.
Is he?
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
cool. But that's really
I sent
cool.
you.
So
I sent you more
close.
pictures than
I know.
that one.
I know. I'm
He
going
does them.
through
He'll
them.
do 'em
Don't
again.
worry. I got
Oh,
it.
okay,
I
good.
got it.
That's
That
cute.
one's he's asleep. Rolo
Yeah,
likes
that's
to sleep. But this
definitely
is
Korean.
now this is your roommate's dog. This is technically isn't your dog, but does the dog sleep with you? Do you get like how bonded
Yeah.
are you?
Rolo sleeps in my bed. We fostered him. I've been with Rolo since day one, so
Whoa,
he's like my baby as well.
that's awesome. He seems super.
Did you guys name him
sweet.
Rolo?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
His
Wait.
original name was Hamilton. He was in the Korean meat trade, so he was
Ooh.
going to be traded for meat. So we rescued him.
Traded like that they were gonna eat him or
Yeah.
he,
In
what?
Korea, they eat dogs,
Nah, that's
so he was one of those.
He's not even meaty though. Look at him. Oh, that's a
know.
good one.
yeah.
I
Chase
know.
put her face in this one. It kind of ruined it. I almost tried to cut her out.
I'm
but
sorry.
I was like, is this
I can
dog of the week?
Photoshop it later.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. We'll just fix that up. You didn't know the rules. And I think, and then also I know this is rude, but it's my dog's birthday today. So I mean, Rolo is definitely the dog of the week, but Harvey also turned 7 today. So this is a big day.
Oh my
for him.
God, 7! He doesn't look a day over 2.
Oh, that is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to
Oh.
Harvey. Thank you.
Look how cute!
But
Happy
that was-
birthday!
Yeah. And that was Rolo. He is the dog of the week. So thanks for sending those pictures in, Chase. He seems
Rolo
really
is
cool.
right here. I don't
Oh,
know.
he's
if
with
he-
you as we're talking about him.
He's right
Aw.
He doesn't
Wow.
even know he's dog of the week. He's sleeping.
This is a big thing.
It
Like,
comes
You're
he's
Can
gonna
dog
get
of
a
the week,
plaque.
Rolo. You're dog of the week.
Does Rolo do tricks or know any like?
He
You
can
don't have to
sit.
make him, but
He
he
can
knows
sit.
sit. Nice.
Yeah.
That's what Harvey's mastered sit. That's about it. And then he looks at walls and stuff.
Yeah, he can't really even like when you say "come here." He doesn't really do that.
Got it.
He doesn't even
That's all right.
he don't
Yeah.
listen, but he'll
He
sit.
just sits. Yeah.
Yeah, he just enjoys life and he doesn't bite people's nose. So that's what really matters. That's
When did you come up
That's
with
true.
Rolo? Were you guys eating Rolos and you're like, here, and you gave him one or something? 'Cause
So
that's
I have
chocolate.
2 roommates, and I actually liked the name Hamilton because I'm a big musical theater fan. I love Hamilton the musical.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, let's keep Hamilton. But my other roommate, I don't know how she came up with it, but she was dead set on Rolo.
it's
All right.
it's a good.
Yeah,
so
if you got no
so his
reason to.
middle name is Hamilton now.
That's what happened with Dragon because I wanted to name him Waffles, but then they were like, his name is Dragon, and I was like, can't change it to Waffles, so I just made his middle name Waffles.
Yeah.
Dragon Waffles rhyming. But it's tough when they prename
You
your
talk about waffles in
dogs.
your set.
That is a bit. I didn't mean to like go into a bit, but yeah, there was.
Okay, no, I was confirming
12-minute.
that I had the right memory. of-
Yeah. Thank you for watching my set, or at
Oh,
least that
yeah?
portion of it.
Of course. What else are we gonna do in Omaha?
I don't. Rob
Well,
runs
she ain't
out of the
sitting
room.
in the green room anymore.
Yeah.
Bad memories in there.
Ugh.
So our podcast is called A Little Tomfoolery. That's what you're on currently. Hopefully we remember.
Mhm.
We also do another segment about Fool News.
Bringing you the foolish of the fools. From his home office in Minnesota, it's Fool News with Tommy Ryman.
And if we've ever done anything foolish, but I have last week we talked about this. bring it up. I don't know if you can say whatever you want about it. But I do. The Fool last week was a guy that got a pig heart transplant. Did you hear about that? They made the first heart transplant a human. They gave him a pig heart. And so I didn't know if he was the Fool yet, because so far he's still alive. So I think he's good. But there is an update in this Fool news, Rob. They did a criminal history, and the dude stabbed a guy in 1988 like 7 times. And so then the family was like, you gave him the pig heart? Like, he's mean. And then the doctors, like, I guess for organ transplants and stuff, they don't look at criminal history. It's all medical, because they can't be, I guess, like, morally, they can't be like, well, that guy cheated on a test when he was little.
They can't play God. They just have to
they have to just kind of go by who is.
Oh, well, that would be rude if they didn't give it to them because he cheated on a test.
Right. That was
he stabbed
That's
somebody.
Pretty harsh. That's a harsh doctor. Yeah.
But yeah, it would be weird to see the guy that stabbed you just be like, oh, cool, you gave him the first heart ever. That's great. I'm really happy for him.
But wouldn't you want to test on criminals first? Give him the first one. I don't want the first one.
Also. See, that's why I
You're
brought
right.
it up.
You're right. Now, the person he stabbed 8 times survived?
Yes. But I think they have some type of handicap. I don't think they're in perfect condition.
Okay, but they did live.
But they did live, and he did go to prison for it. Like, he served his time.
I think he's done his time.
Yeah, and now he has a.
But now he's growing tusks, and he's going to go after
turning
him again.
into a human pig, and then.
Jeez.
Yeah, but he had to stab the pig too to get the heart. Like, it was weird. Like, that's why that was so dumb. He didn't. A doctor did it. I'm assuming. I don't think they stab. I think they put I'm sure they do it humanely, or I don't know, Scott.
I hope the pig's already dead.
I assume they like.
Well, I think you have to be alive if they're using his heart. They want to keep it pumping, right?
Really?
He was alive, and then once the heart was gone, he was definitely dead. I know after the heart was gone that he was, but no, the pig did die of natural causes. He was in like a car accident, and then it's like an organ donor.
Okay.
It was don't worry.
I don't believe you.
No, he was.
Well, his house was puffed down.
He had 2 hearts. He actually had an extra heart, and he knew the guy because the guy that the guy stabbed, the pig didn't like that guy, and he was like, "Thanks for stabbing that guy. I have this extra backup heart.
Okay, good.
You can have it." I've got it all. I wrote it down.
I like that better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have opened it on this. I made it really confusing, but yeah, here it is. 2 hearts. And everything's fine.
Did you hear about the fool in the news this week in Florida, though? Threw a baby gator through a Wendy's window, drive-through window. It wasn't baby. It was maybe like 1.5 feet long.
Because he was mad at them?
No, he thought it was a prank. It was one of his buddies worked at the Wendy's. And he pulled up and ordered something and then threw the gator through the drive-through window.
Classic
you know
prank.
what? The poor gator.
Right?
Like,
right? He's got to get Wendy's. He could have had Chick-fil-A or anything better.
There's too much animal cruelty going on with these fools.
Yeah, a lot of fools are probably not best good with animals.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a solid prank. Come on, Jay. Like if you were in the green room and I just like tossed a baby alligator in there, I was like, "Oh, see ya!" Like you would have been like, "What?"
She goes to
so
kiss
goofy.
Again, they did this on Jackass, the first movie that I recently watched. They put an alligator in the mom's house.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I think I remember that.
She was screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then. I think they're pretty didn't Clarissa on Nickelodeon? She had an alligator for a pet. That's all I knew.
Really?
Was anybody Clarissa Explains It All fans?
I love Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah,
of course.
She had the little alligator
in her
kiddie pool in her bedroom.
Oh. We need to rewatch the series. It's been a while.
You've never watched Clarissa?
No,
Come on.
I'm what they call I'm an adult. So I miss those.
I was before Chase's time, so I'm impressed that she watched it. But
No,
I used to
it was
watch
my
Pete
time.
And Pete. I watched Clarissa. I watched all the Nickelodeon.
Yeah, no,
stuff.
Clarissa was definitely my time.
Okay.
I think it was targeting like 6-year-old girls, so I'm surprised you watched.
Well, I watched
Tommy's
it with my older
MO.
sister because my sister she always watched like the
Okay.
because I was a huge Pete and Pete fan, and then Annie would make me watch Clarissa. And then
Pete and Pete was before my time. I never watched it, but I watched that Nickelodeon documentary recently where it talked about all the shows, and I was like, oh, I really would have liked Pete and Pete.
Yeah, Pete and Pete.
And the camp one.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Rob is lost.
Rob, you gotta
do your research. I'll give you.
I gotta go back and watch Nickelodeon in the old days.
Apparently, I watched it. I was there for I was at Nickelodeon for the very first pilot episode of Fairly Odd Parents with Steve Marmel.
You were working at it?
No, Steve brought me in. He's like, come on in, check it out. We got this new cartoon we're working on. And we were there and we saw him kind of debut it. And it was just cool being at Nickelodeon. We didn't know if the show would go or not.
Fairly Odd Parents was a huge success. Yeah, I knew we loved it. Mm-hmm.
He was super excited about it.
Nickelodeon apparently is no longer the same. I haven't watched in a long time, but apparently once like SpongeBob happened, it was such a huge success that they like changed owners, they rebranded. But in the 90s when we were, in the prime of it all, it was a very special Nickelodeon.
Yeah, there was like the studio that they actually used in Orlando,
mm-hmm.
or was it? Yeah, and then you could go get slimed and stuff.
All that, remember all that?
Double Dare.
Did you watch all that, Rob?
Double Dare.
Never even heard of it.
Are you a millennial or Gen X?
Gen X.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
You were probably past the Nickelodeon, all that when it was coming out.
I definitely was. We lived all that kind of stuff. What years was that? That was like the 90s.
The 90s.
It was like around when like
college.
Britney Spears was big.
I graduated high school in 91. So yeah, I'm a little older.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
that's all right.
That was a good year. I was born in 91.
I was watching Guns N' Roses videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you were cool.
Born in 91?
You were cooler than Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why we were watching different shows.
Later. We'll see. Yeah, that's why we were watching different shows for sure. I was more Thundercats and He-Man.
But did you love Clueless?
The movie?
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a girl movie, I think. I wasn't.
It's got Paul Rudd in it. That's a guy's movie.
That's a girl movie.
In it. Nah, it's a classic.
100%.
Tom was watching Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah, why are you?
That's a girl show.
Well,
I don't gender good film and TV. It's just for everyone. That's what I say. But I was also on Nick Mom Night Out, so I owe a lot to Nickelodeon.
That's right.
They give me my big break in Hollywood. And
did you drive to Omaha, Tommy?
Yeah.
Did you go for a ride with him, Chase?
He drove me to the club and back.
And
that's not too far.
Yeah, I was a good driver, I feel. Rob thinks I'm a terrible driver, but he's also hypercritical. And Chase is just a nice person that was like, "Oh, thanks it's freezing, so
Chase,
glad I'm in his car."
I watched
to go
her
to
on Dr. Drew, and Chase overthinks everything, and she gets scared about a lot of things, and you can't tell me she wasn't freaking out driving with you. Is what I'm trying to say.
No, I wasn't.
I already know
what I was
lying.
freaking out about.
You talked about it on
if like we were in the car with Derek and if no one was talking, that's when I was freaking out.
Right, when we were just
secretly judging each other.
What do I say next? What's my next conversation topic? That's when I freak out. It was less about the driving.
Just like, who's going to keep this conversation going for the next 4 minutes till we get back to the hotel?
Yeah.
No, we got along. I feel like by the end of that weekend, Derek and Chase and I were probably best friends. So I was like, well, this is going to last forever.
Agreed.
Derek doesn't return my calls, but that's fine. He is hard. He's like
Derek just has a different way of showing he's your best friend.
Yeah,
you just
like
know
he'll just like hang out with you and then just kind of disappears a little bit.
It's like, probably his namesake. He's not related to Dave Stroop of the Funny Bones, but
no, yeah,
he still got Stroop, and you don't hear from him when you want to.
Yeah,
He addressed that right away, though. He was like, not related to Stroop. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, he did. I'm sure he gets that a lot. I always have to be like, they didn't name Chase Bank after me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
related to the bank.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was like, I do own the Ryman Auditorium. I'm very rich. And that's where I'm going to film my special.
Everybody was wondering that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's Ryman Auditorium. Why is he here? Why doesn't he just stay at his theater?
Does he own the Ryman Auditorium?
Yep.
So I was watching some of your stand up and I heard something in there that piqued my interest was you were in a sorority. Because I was in a fraternity and I loved it.
I heard you actually talk about that on one of your episodes because the Omicron and Delta are named after Greek letters.
Right.
Yeah, I was in Alpha Phi.
Alpha Phi. Okay. I don't know if we had what college?
UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, that's right. I heard that too. I'm sorry. I'm just doing this stuff for our crew to hear. That's why. But it was like the best year of my I was there for maybe 2-3 years at where I was in the fraternity. It was like the best year. And then I went and performed at our national convention one year.
Really?
And it was unbelievable. But you're way younger. Back in my day, they used to still do a lot of hazing, and it was super fun.
Us too. We did get hazing, but it was fun. It wasn't like it was fun hazing. It was never you have to drink this. Like if you said no, I don't want to, you didn't have to. So maybe they were nicer about the girls.
We were mean.
Can I ask you two about a question of hazing that it doesn't make sense to me? So the people that haze you are the older class, like, right? You're a freshman, you're doing rush, you want to be in the sorority fraternity. And they're like, yeah, they did it to us and they did it to us. But like, who was the first? There was somebody that didn't get hazed. It was just a jerk. Like, I was like, why? Can you go back and be like, oh yeah, these were the mean people that were like decided.
You're so right. Hazing is kind of just like bullying.
Right. But it's just like, where did it because it didn't, was it just their parents?
I don't think the originals got hazed.
They didn't. So they were just mean. And then
they were just mean. They were like, if you want in,
yeah,
right.
Like,
you better be able to be as cool as us.
Right.
Yeah.
They never had to deal with it back in the 1800s or whenever fraternities and sororities started.
I had to haze boys. Like they would have the sorority girls go haze the boys. And then vice versa. I got hazed by the frats.
And then how would you haze them? Did you just roast them with your comedic abilities? You're like, look at this guy.
It was honestly, it's all a blur to me, but I know that we had to be like, drink. You better drink. We had to scare them.
I never heard of Goldenschlager until I joined this fraternity. And that was like, it was awesome because if you threw up, you're like, I'm rich. Like it was just all gold flakes coming out. But we did.
Yeah, we drank Fireball. I think that was our Goldenschlager. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, they're very similar in taste and everything. But did you hold any office when you were in the sorority?
I know my sophomore year, I was part of the I had one role and I can't even remember it. I was so involved in the theater program, which is like a sorority in itself, like your little family there. So I would have rehearsals till 10 at night, and then I would run to the sorority and change and go to the event. I was busy, but I didn't have time to hold office.
Yeah,
I had no time.
They're trying to haze you, but they're like, oh, she'll be here at 10. She said, we can't.
Yeah, one of them, I was sick and I was taking antibiotics. And I was like, I just can't drink. And they were like, okay.
Was this another dog bite?
That was my hazing. Another Dr. Drew prescription?
No, I said another dog bite. But sorry. Just edit that out, Rob.
I thought I had swine flu.
Oh, no.
Remember when that was going on?
Yeah.
I don't think I actually had it.
Oh, that's good.
But that's what I thought I had. Mm-hmm.
Did you did they have sweethearts for each group? Like if you got picked to be a sweetheart for one of the fraternities, or you guys would pick one for a guy for your sorority?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Really? That was fun too. I was a sweetheart for Sigma Kappas.
Well,
And
where
so
did
I'm
you
on
go
there.
to school?
Central Michigan.
I feel like UCSB wasn't as like traditional in the like
Well, yeah,
the
if their hazing was, yeah, you don't have to.
yeah. Well, and the sororities, like I've seen videos of like sororities from the South. Like this was a very laid back, chill
Yeah.
sorority
Well, in the
system.
South, they're stepping and stuff. Like there's way, way more advanced.
Yeah, not for
Um,
me. Yeah.
We would have to go around singing our songs to the sororities when we were pledging. Like we had sweetheart songs and stuff
What
like
is
that.
it? What's your
Oh,
song?
I could totally sing it too. I know it, but I'm not
You're gonna-
gonna sing it
All right.
because I
What?
can hear Tommy making fun of me about it after.
No!
But
Why would I ever make fun of you
um,
singing your fraternity song?
and
Sweetheart, whatever.
we
it
would
was
go
like.
with our pledges, and by the end of it, we had to be in our boxers singing to the girls. And so there's like 10 dudes walking around campus, going to sorority house, and you'd be singing, and next thing you know, your boxers are down to your ankles because somebody'd pull them down on you. And by
Oh
the
my
end,
God. This is fun. You guys had
Classic.
fun.
it was it was
Classic.
very Animal House with us.
Oops.
It was awesome.
I have a
Did we
foot
lose ya?
massager under my desk and it just turned on.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
I feel
There.
like we all need that.
Yeah, isn't that a nice little electronic under the desk?
Nice.
Man,
wish
that's
I knew
fun.
you better, Chase.
So
I would be saying a lot.
you're a theater major background. You're a BFA, right?
Yes.
Where you went. What was your favorite role that you got to play, either in high school or college performance? Did you have one?
Yeah. Well, at UCSB, every year they do a new play. They have a program with playwrights that come in and like put on the first production of this new play. And I was always cast in the new play. So my resume when I graduated was just like all these plays that you've never heard of. But
Perfect.
which isn't great for like going on auditions and then being like, what's this? But Kingdom City was the name of the play, where the character I played was just kind of like my favorite type of role to play, where I was just a bitch. I want to say that's my favorite type of role.
You're opposite.
And I was like this like cocky, just like theater girl who was auditioning for the Crucible, and it was a really fun part to play, and it was the lead role.
That's
So,
awesome.
you wouldn't know it if you don't know the show Kingdom City, but it was a really good part that I had.
I mean, it's a pretty new play, but I've heard of it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's impressive. Good
I
role.
just saw the country version, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. But yeah, it was so many new plays that I was in, and then lots of one acts, and then of course like Chekhov and all that stuff, the traditional plays.
Gotcha. Excellent. That's
I
really
only
cool.
seen one musical because I never went to like the high school ones. I was in sports, so you had to kind of pick and choose, And a date said, we're gonna go to a musical, and I was like, oh, I love theater, let's go. And we go, and it was Cats.
Oh no.
And from that day, I don't like musical theater.
No, you needed to start with something like Legally Blonde the musical. This was not what you needed.
I
should have
couldn't
seen
believe
my
it.
production of Little Shop of Horrors. That would have really changed you. I won tons of awards for that.
Yeah, were you
Wow.
Seymour?
Yeah, I was Seymour.
You were?
It's very typecast.
Suddenly see.
Yeah. You could have done a good Audrey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. You would be a good dentist in that production. I'll just cast it. I'll always cast Little Shop of Horrors, whoever's on the podcast.
Little shop. Oh, so fun.
Are you doing acting stuff as well now, or more just super focused on stand-up? What are your goals and wishes and dreams?
So I when I
5-year plan,
graduated
please.
college, it was a lot of auditioning, and it was doing more live plays and musicals, and that's what brought me to New York. And then when I moved back to LA, honestly, I had it. We talked about my time in New York, just hating it, and it was so exhausting, and I was so burnt out from being a struggling actor that I like moved back. And that's why I got into Curb Your Enthusiasm, because I just wanted to be like behind the scenes. And that's when I just like focused on stand up, and really that's all I've been focusing on, and things are taking off now that I've taken off that pressure of all the auditions and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, I've just made it simple on myself, and I use stand up as a way to perform, and it is my live show that I get to do. And eventually, of course, the goal would be for like stand up to take me back into it.
Right.
But I haven't been auditioning or doing any of that.
Right on.
Just
Well,
focusing on stand up and the craft.
yeah, but you're around. The opportunity always come because you never had a theater background, Rob. But then when you started doing stand up and then moved to LA, you ended up on a bunch of shows. Like he was
did a
on
bunch.
Pretend Time with Swartzen.
Well, yeah, and
on-
all my like favorite comedians and actors, they all have done stand up. So including you. So it's I felt like this is the path to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Plus,
cool.
you kind of need some of them if you want to get moved up in clubs, you know, unless you got your podcast that's killing it, or, you know, something
for
like
sure.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least when I was there, podcasts really weren't getting started yet. I was in LA from 2001 to 11.
Yeah, you just
Right, and they
promoted
were just starting around then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob had his AM radio show that he was
Yeah.
pushing.
Ooh.
I was
I'm just kidding.
big walkie-talkie show.
Yeah. 81.
The last one I listened to, you did trivia.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
Stump.
have trivia.
You
for
got one.
I forgot.
Yeah.
It's for both of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
And Chase O'Donnell.
All right. This is a segment of Stump Rob and Chase. I can't believe I almost forgot about this. And Chase, you have a theater background, but you also have a dance background. So the trivia
Ooh.
today is all about dance. You guys excited for dance
Ooh.
questions?
You know, one of my dreams growing up, I wanted to be a background dancer.
I feel like you could crush
I
it.
really
Rob
wanted
is-
Really?
Actually, yeah.
For like Madonna?
I didn't care who. I always thought it'd be cool, but I was like always thinking, God, what the lead person never does as much as the background dancer. You know, the moves are always kind of half-hearted, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
was
the
like, I don't know if I
background
wanna
goes
work-
full out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be working harder than them and not getting the joy that they're getting, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You could
That
be a
burned out
backup
on me.
dancer for my stand-up show, Rob. If you just
I'll
want to
do
dance
that.
behind me while I do
100%,
my
yes.
jokes. We can.
It's
I
just
would
gonna-
come watch that show just to see how the
It's just
audience reacted.
I
It's
used
just
to
gonna
do a
look like
one.
Farley back there.
I would do a 1-minute dance party in the middle of my set. So I had the sound guy. I go just like, I'm gonna start telling this joke about being on a bus, and then when I start that, he started to play. I can't remember what song it would do, but it would like come up slowly, and I'd be like, hey, you guys feel that? You guys feel it? It's a 1-minute dance party, and like sometimes the staff would come out, and we would just dance for a minute, then stop. Everyone would leave, and I would just go right back into the end of the joke, and not acknowledge that I just.
I have
danced
never
for a
seen you
minute.
do that, but
I
now
never-
it's my new favorite thing.
Yeah,
Me
I used
too.
to always do it at Acme. It was
That's fun.
it was super fun.
That gets the audience excited.
They really, and the punchline hit harder because I would dance for a minute, then yeah. I'm really good at stand up, you guys. Anyways,
Yeah.
back to the
Whoa.
dance. Yeah. Here we go. Question number 1. I'm gonna mispronounce these words. What is the haka dance of the Maori people in New Zealand used for? Is it A, religious events, B, warrior training, C, marriage? Any guesses?
What did you say? The Mahaka tribe?
It's
The-
the haka dance
the
of
haka-
the Maori people, Maori people in New Zealand.
Oh, Maori. I was gonna say the Mahakas don't do it.
I'm gonna say religious.
You think religious events, Rob? What about you?
I'll go with
Religious,
marriage.
warrior, or marriage? Okay,
That
you-
was my second choice. Oh no.
you are both wrong. It is
Oh.
warrior training. So you
Okay.
Ugh.
but
Shoot.
okay. I think it gets easier though.
Okay. That
Well,
I was not
also-
expecting that.
yeah,
I was
that
I was
was-
thinking more Barishnikov
Yeah,
and
right.
ballet questions. Okay.
They're
Tommy
coming.
does that to you.
Okay.
It's just whatever I Google. I don't even write these questions. So, in which style do dancers keep their arms behind the back or to the side and do everything with their feet? Is it called
Clogging.
jump dancing, walk dancing, or step dancing?
Step dancing.
Correct. Step dancing isn't that like river dance?
Lord of the
what they
Rings,
do?
or Lord
Yeah.
of the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Lord of Dance or whatever it was called.
And that's because they weren't allowed to dance.
Yeah.
And so when they looked in the windows, they were just looked like they were walking around, but their feet were
Is
just
that
going
right?
I don't know.
They lived in a footloose community.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original Footloose.
Yeah.
Okay, good job. So you guys got that one. Question
One
number
for
3.
one. One for two.
How many foot positions are typically there in a ballet? These are phrased so horribly. How many foot positions are there in a ballet? 5, 10, or 15? I don't even know
you
what
should have got a more fun category for us.
Yeah, it's 5.
Is it 5? You're right.
It's
is
first,
5.
go
second, third,
5.
fourth, and fifth.
That's all they are. They just name them in a. Wow. I thought it would be like backwards, right foot, left foot.
No, first,
Why is
second,
Black
third,
Swan
fourth.
so
and
difficult
fifth.
then?
Yeah, there's only 5 positions. Which dance were you trained in? All of it, like modern ballet.
All of it, but very heavily trained in ballet.
And mostly
Really?
backup, and then backup dancer,
And then
Is there
backup
training?
dancing.
Oh, great.
I mean, my favorite was jazz, but ballet was like I had ballet every day. Yeah.
I was
Excellent.
more electric tube boogaloo. So
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was wedding dance. I did a lot of training in. What? Okay, number 4. Which of the following is the traditional dance and music in Argentina? Is it the tango, the samba, or the waltz?
Okay.
Tango or samba or waltz. In Argentina, it's the
Argentina.
tango.
I was gonna say samba.
All right, do you guys want to separate on this, or do you want
It's
to
not the waltz. No, I'm gonna go with tango. I'm gonna listen to
switching,
you.
going with Rob? And
Yeah.
tango is correct.
Yay!
Excellent work.
We're 3. We got 3 now.
Yeah, so you're not.
We won.
You have won. I'll do the 5th question here. The waltz is a popular dance that originated in the late 17th century from which city? Berlin, Germany, Vienna, Austria, Budapest, Hungary. Where did the
I'll let our
waltz
guest
come
guess.
What were the first 2? It's not Hungary.
from? Yeah, the first 2, Berlin, Germany or Vienna, Austria.
I think Austria too, because that's where like Beethoven lived.
And like
Okay.
Mozart and stuff. You are correct.
Yeah, they loved Austria. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
You 2 nailed it. 4 out of 5
High
correct.
five, girl.
With that one where you just got way wrong, but now we know it's warrior training. So
Warrior training. I should have known that.
Well, we were
Okay.
picking the ones that I thought you said wasn't right.
Yeah, you said which one is not correct.
So that's why we both picked we know.
Oh, gotcha. So it's my fault. I apologize. But that was great. Once again, still have not stumped Rob and have not stumped Chase. So thank you for playing our game.
I'm going to change the theme song for this week.
Yeah, Stump
Rob
Rob and Chase.
Chase and Rob. Yeah.
Honestly, just a side note, I was listening to the one about like they named her after Queen Elizabeth. Is her name Elizabeth or Alexandra? Or
That's what I mean. Usually they're
No.
really easy.
That one was weird though, because it wasn't they didn't name her. It was like their name. It was named based off, or it was something weird because it was a different name. I can't. But thanks for listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
I was
really.
laughing.
And so,
Yeah.
what do you, Chase? We're kind of wrapping up, but you have a awesome podcast as well. Chase Your Enthusiasm, right?
Yes.
People
Thank
should
you.
definitely check that out. And where else can they find you? You're on the Instagram.
I think the best place is Instagram, Chase_O'Donnell.
Okay, got you. And yeah, so you should follow Chase. Listen to her podcast, please. Do you
It
have?
looks like you were on Christina's a lot too, right?
Yeah, I've been a guest a lot on Where My Mom's At, which is
Mm.
hers, which is always fun. But yeah, I started out Chase Your Enthusiasm as giving myself challenges to things that I could chase my enthusiasm with. But lately I've been reviewing Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes. So
And those
it's
are great.
changed. It's changed gears.
I like your little dance routine in the front every time.
Oh, thank
Cheer
you.
No, it's a
Yeah.
very fun podcast, and the review they're going through the curb is really fun because of your inside scoops and stuff.
It's you know what? It's easier too for me because
and that's what
giving
it's
myself a challenge every day of the week is really hard. So
Right,
this is
exactly.
easier.
about. Well, I'm glad. And then you have shows. You're going to be in New York. That's your next show.
I'll be in
But-
New York, and then the next show like on tour is in Miami in February. So between then, I'll probably be doing shows in LA. I'll put them
Very
on my Instagram.
Cool. Well, go find Chase. She's super funny. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. You're an
Oh my gosh.
amazing guest.
What an honor! Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Just stare awkwardly. Chase is like,
Okay.
Thanks,
"Host
Chase,
this
for being with
podcast."
us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're really fun. But this has been another episode of Little Tom Foolery. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, if you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. That'd be great if you did that. You could like and subscribe. And you can see what we all look like, which is just really good looking people. So that's and we have a Patreon if you like to do that. There's like bonus stuff you can get, prizes, and then it helps us keep the lights on and get amazing guests like Chase O'Donnell that you just heard today. So please do that. And if you have any questions, you can always visit littletomfoolery.com for all your answers. Thanks for being part of the Fool Nation. This has been another episode of Little Tom Foolery. I'm Tommy Ryman. That's Rob Little. There's Chase O'Donnell. Bye, fools.
Fool Nation.
Bye, Fool Nation.
That
Is that good?
was awesome.